What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our NBA 2K22 Road to the GOAT series. So, we are in the European League. We're 39-7, 2-1 record overall. So, we are in the Tier 2 teams we have to play with and win some games. So, this game here, I am going with the Washington Wizards. I believe this might be my first time playing with them on 2K22. If not, I may have played with them one more time earlier in the year, and I thought they were pretty good if I do remember correctly playing with them. But let's see how this game go, because things can change over the course of a year. And my opponent has a team that I'm kind of interested in playing with, but I don't know if they could get the job done for me. And that is the New York Knicks. And the reason why I say that is because I don't really know if they have any shooters on this team, so it would be kind of hard for me to play with them. But look at Bradley Beal there, shooter, feet not even set, knocking down that three-pointer, giving us a 5-0 lead to begin with. So this is a pretty good game right here, man. My opponent was pretty good. He knew how to play with the Knicks, and it seemed like he knew Kemba Walker very well, because it was only certain shots he was taking with them, and he was making it. And then he would run plays that he had on repetition, because those were his go-to plays. So it seems like my opponent knew how to play with the New York Knicks, and let's see how he fares in this matchup here. So the score is 5-5. After our early lead, we've kind of slowed down. My opponent has now scored 5 points and tied the game up, but we're gonna answer right back. Spencer Dinwiddie in the corner of the court, simple offense, corner three ball wide open, and that is going to be good. Dinwiddie, not the best three-point shooter, but like I said, this year again, knock down another three for us, 11-5. When you have that shot meter off and you really pay attention to the release point of a player shot, you're going to be good, man. You are going to be good. So, like I said, this was a pretty interesting game here. It's one you want to watch, and this is, of course, the main game I want to show you guys, because this game, it had a very nice flow to it. Both sides struggled and both sides did good, and it was a very close game. So let's see who ends up winning this one. So the Washington Wizards, to talk about them a little bit in the terms of 2K, I haven't really watched them in real life basketball, or I haven't even been watching basketball really in real life. I just been playing 2K. But the Wizards, the guy you know of automatically when you mention the Washington Wizards is, of course, Bradley Beal. You know he is going to get the job done. And when I played with them in 2K21, Bradley Beal is that guy, man. So the Wizards, at least you have one guy on the team who can get the job done. But you need another additional 2 to 3 guys who can at least score points and play defense, grab rebounds for you as well. And so that's the thing with this Wizards team, and it seems like they have the guys to do that. You have Spencer Dinwiddie, plays defense, can get to the rim on longer and taller point guards, so your defense and rebounding should be pretty good with him. Kyle Kuzma, new addition to this team. Rui Hachimura also on the team. So it's not a lot of guys who are highly rated overall, but they're gonna do the dirty work. They're gonna get it out the mud. They're gonna do what they gotta do to get the game won and sealed up, right? But it's not gonna look pretty. So my opponent, let's get back onto the game now. 19-14, wide open three-pointer. I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. It's always kind of hard for me to pronounce, but I know he's a shooter, and whenever I see him open, I'm gonna take the three-pointer with him. So Nerlens Noel, you get that far low underneath the basket, that's an automatic 2 points for him. So at this point, our offense is looking good, the pacing is nice, defense is looking good, and in this game particularly, my defense was pretty good, I have to say. Usually I downplay my defense and say I'm not the best at defense, but the defense in this game, I was reading everything. I was reading his plays, reading where he wanted to throw the ball, what type of shots he wanted to take, and it looked pretty good. The defense was A1. Look right there. Look at Gafford. Look at me reading that play right there, because he had such a high tendency to just automatically throw it to the center coming off a pick and roll. So I just backed up there. It wasn't really a threat. Look at the defense again. Gafford. So back-to-back steals, and Spencer Dinwiddie lays it up. giving us a nice little 9-point lead. So I'm telling you, the defense, it was on one in this game. Now Kuzma getting into the action now. So this second quarter, it was pretty good. End of the first half, 30-19, 57% shooting. My opponent is shooting 50%, but you have to take into account the turnovers. So he is shooting a little bit higher of a field goal percentage, but once you take into account the turnovers, the defense is really on one. Kemba Walker, that spot right there, anytime he had a little bit of an opening, he always shot that three-pointer, and that was kind of killing me because the New York Knicks, when Kemba Walker is running that pick and roll, I just always got stuck on it, and it was difficult for me to get over it because, you know, you don't want to play too aggressive and you don't want to play too soft to where Kemba Walker could get an easy three-pointer, excuse me. So let's get back onto the game. We're talking strategy now. Julius Randle, that one gets blocked by Gafford, but unfortunately Mitchell Robinson was so down far underneath the paint that he got a poster animation. But Gafford, man, this guy defense is ridiculous. I didn't know he had defense like that. And I don't know if he could play defense or maybe it was just this one-time game thing. But his defense is pretty good. So this is a guy I would play with again. Or if I had to create my team and I was just starting out, I would want him on my team because of his defensive abilities. And, you know, he could also score some buckets. So 10-point lead for us. My opponent is still hanging in there. The game is not over. Like I said, he's been running his plays. He's not a quitter. He's going to stay in this game and try and make a comeback. This is the play he always liked running. Screen with the shooting guard, then had another screen with the small forward, off-ball screen, and you can see he had a wide-open three-pointer. Now, the thing I could have done here was easily just go into the menus and have everybody switch on the off-ball screens. Good layup by Spencer Dinwiddie there. Yeah, I could have had everyone switch on the off-ball screens. Would have made life a lot more easier, but I liked the way our defense was playing and I didn't really want to mess anything up, so I just decided to have my guys just go under it. And I like going under it because it seems like you will be a lot more closer to the guy than going over it. Like over it, there's a lot more distance to cover. So Bradley Beal to the layup. You know, we're keeping him at bay. He's scoring, I'm scoring, not making a lot of ground up on his end, and I'm just doing my thing. Look at this here. He has the clear mismatch, but I read what he wants to do again. I read it like a book. Page 47, and we get the basket on the other end with Rui Hachimura, and that is the end of the third quarter, 44-33. So not that much of a progress made for him, and that third quarter was amazing for us, but pretty bad for him. So let's get on to the final quarter here, and he's still in this game. I can't count him out yet. Nerlens Noel, I'm playing good defense with Gafford, and he's just taking his time on offense. I don't know why we're committing down, trying to switch, and he gets deep enough with Nerlens Noel, and we get called for a goaltending shot because that's just how 2K is. So no worries there. We're back on offense. Just got to get in our offense and run our plays, man. And we're just going to run it through Bradley Beal. Beal to the rim, wide open Spencer Dinwiddie, and I knew this shot was going to go in. And I seen this play set up before anything actually happened because in 2K, there's a high tendency that the players, they know which angles and which routes to take to get open. And so if you could rub an off-ball defender, if you're like kind of jumbled up, you could get easy open shots, and you will see it later in the video as well. So backing down with Nerlens Noel, easy basket for him, 47-37 now, still down by 10 points. So he needs to get on a bit of a run if he wants to try and make something out of nothing, right? And look, Kemba Walker again from that spot, shot meter off. Like I said, he was money from that spot. That's why I had to play a little bit aggressive, but he caught me lacking there. So now 47-40. He's back on offense once more. We couldn't score in this fourth quarter like that. So down low to Mitchell Robinson. I'm there with Gafford, but he gets the steal. Now he makes it 44-47. He was getting to the free throw line a lot in the fourth quarter, so he has cut in the lead down a lot, man. And it was just crazy. So we're back on offense, taking our time. Didn't really like the plays they were calling, so I just had to remix a little bit, and I played off his tendencies, and I was able to get an easy dunk with Bradley Beal there. But in some games, you can play off other people's tendencies, like what they like to do or how they like to play defense and take advantage of that. And some guys, you can't really tell because they're just that damn good. So now we've increased our lead, 51-46. He's in the bonus. Why are we playing so bad defense. I don't know what the computer was doing on that possession. He has cut the lead down to a 2-point lead. And he blocks a shot back on offense. I tip it. I thought I had it. And now I'm scrambling. He drives to the rim and throws it down with Alec Burks tying the game up. Oh my goodness, man. This fourth quarter was just ridiculous right here, man. We couldn't score, we couldn't play defense, and I was really disappointed in the guys in this fourth quarter. But look right here, look at the route Bradley Beal takes. I knew this play was coming, and Bradley Beal, is going to hit that three-pointer, making the game 54-51. So now he comes back with that pick and roll. Like I said, he liked throwing it to the center off that pick and roll, but I was there, fortunately. So he runs it one more time. I should have been playing on-ball defense, but I wanted to get in a better position. And unfortunately, he scores. But I'm okay with that because now he has to foul. So we're going to send Bradley Beal to the line. Well, I'm going to at least try to send Bradley Beal to the line. We have an inbound to get in, and I didn't really like that pass. I would have liked if Bradley Beal would have came back towards the ball. But no worries there. We were able to still get the ball to him, and he's at the free throw line. First free throw, Bradley Beal has a bit of an off-speed free throw release. It's kind of quick, but then slows down towards the end. You can see that release point right there. He brings the ball up pretty quickly, and then that release point is pretty slow. So it kind of threw me off, but luckily for us, we were able to hit 2 out of 2 free throws. So 3-point lead for us now. Horrible fourth quarter. Last possession of the game, he has to hit a 3-pointer if he wants to go to overtime or to try and win the game on a 4-point play. That shot is up, and that shot is no good, and we walk out of New York with another W. So 56-53 is the final score. That was a pretty good game to play, man. My opponent, like I said, he was pretty good, and the Wizards, I like how they played, but that fourth quarter, we just really crumbled there. So now we improved to 40-7, 3-1 in the European League. So let's move on to the next game. So this next game here, I was the Sacramento Kings, and my opponent was the Dallas Mavericks. So I'm at a bit of a disadvantage, but the times I have played with the Sacramento Kings, I kind of like them because of Marvin Bagley and Buddy Hield. Those two guys right there, I think they have good enough potential to help us easily win this game. But in this game right here, man, I don't know what it was. Maybe 2K fixed the Kings overall rating or the players' ratings on the Kings team. But the Kings, they just did not come with it. I was struggling in this first half, and even late into the fourth quarter, man. Buddy Hield, corner 3 ball. Finally, we get something going. And when I first started this game, too, they had Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley on the bench. I'm like, wow, man, what happened? Like a couple months ago or even last year in 2K, these guys were starting, but now they're not starting anymore. I don't know if they're injured or it's just how Luke Walton is coaching. But I said, okay, that's fine with me. De'Aaron Fox didn't really do anything in this game. Kind of had him locked up, so good defense by my opponent. But yeah, man, wide open 3-pointer there. Maxi Kleber, I know he could shoot, but I was not really expecting him to hit that shot. So, even though I have a lesser team, I would say, because I would say the Mavericks are a lot better than the Sacramento Kings, I'm still in this game. And when you face situations like that where you are the underdog, the main thing is just for you to keep yourself in the game. De'Aaron Fox finally gets a 3-pointer to fall. Not the best 3-point shooter, but at least when you're wide open, I'm going to need you to hit a little something. So, end of the third quarter, I'm still in there. I'm still in this game, but I'm struggling, man. So, let's move on to the fourth, 37-36. I have the lead, and the fourth quarter is where I turned up, man. Rashawn Holmes, this guy's a beast. Usually, I would have probably put him on the bench, but how this guy played, man? Holmes, he's pretty good, man. So, he definitely took over in the fourth quarter, and I was kind of iffy and shaking on confidence entering this fourth quarter because this guy, he just had the better team, and the Kings were not playing good in this game, but you just have to stick it out. So that's Tristan Thompson back down to Rashawn Holmes, easy dunk. Now he's on fire and he has his takeover. It's going to look good for us at the end of this game. So Fox to Holmes, that one is up, and we get the bucket and the foul, 38-45, and my opponent has called it quits. That was a really tough game for me to play because it was kind of frustrating. The guys, and the plays they were calling wasn't the best, and you just have to stick it out and just do your thing, right? So let's move on to the last game here. The Milwaukee Bucks versus the 2001 76ers, I believe. So they got a pretty nice court here, man. It's not a bad looking court, but I'm surprised that this team is tier 1. It makes no sense in the terms of 2K, because when you have other teams like this, when you have matchups like this, it makes it very hard to win. And I know that teams like this were pretty good during their time, but now how the NBA has evolved, really have shooters on your team, and I would hate to get into a matchup like this. And you guys seen it before, where I had the Boston Celtics going up against the 16-17 Cavaliers. Not as bad as this matchup here, but it's still kind of hard. So, and you can see that we ran away with this game 45-23. My opponent kind of knew coming into this game that it was just a good game. The game was over from the jump ball, because it's going to be hard to beat a team like the Bucks when you have a team like the Sixers when they don't really have shooters. But end of the video, pretty good video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.